Thank you for being here at the very beginning of this channel. I'm so excited to grow and learn along with you. The mirror had such an intriguing image today and an intriguing message, and we're going to weave that together with our oracle cards, followed by a channeled tarot reading at the end. So, dear mystic travelers, why don't we get started? Welcome, mystic traveler, to the Black Mirror Oracle. When I opened the mirror earlier, I got two messages. The first was an image of a roller skate. It was yellowish beige, the kind with four wheels like this, not in a line like a rollerblade. It was unlaced and kind of thrown in a corner, like it was forgotten about. And the second image, I'm sorry, it wasn't an image, it was a message. The second message was, it's time to let go. Let's see what kind of energy comes with this. Let's see what the oracle cards have to say. Reading the Black Mirror is a sacred thing. And so while I have it here, I keep it closed. I only open it earlier in the day when I'm doing the actual scrying. It's here to help with the channeling. Oh, look at that. There are some past wounds coming up. Things sneaking out of your metaphorical closets. Kind of, I get the feeling of rumination, of these tentacles almost metaphorically like wrapping around your brain, thoughts that you can't control. Along with this rollerblade image, I'm feeling like this has a lot to do with a childhood core wound that has been scratching at the back of your mind, and you might not even know what's wrong, but you just feel like something's wrong. Because when we're born into a situation, we don't know that there's anything wrong with it. For example, like a person with avoidant attachment wouldn't understand that they have avoidant attachment because their whole psyche doesn't work that way. So they have to figure out that there's an imbalance and then search out what's wrong. Now, I don't get that from you right now. What I get from you is just a feeling of, like I said, there's a lot of background noise and it hasn't quite come to the surface yet. With this card, it just reinforces that sometimes you feel like the things you say and do are out of your control, or like they're coming from another place that you're not in touch with. And so sometimes you might feel like you think, act, and do things very impulsively. And it's kind of strange because both impulsively and you overthink it. So you overthink it, and then that causes you, when it's time, it gets the last minute, to impulsively choose a certain decision. And it leaves you in a state of confusion. Moonlight enchanted. Look at this doorway with the moon. This reading is an invitation to walk through this doorway. The moon representing your subconscious mind. There's definitely stuff coming out of there, and you're always going to feel like a puppet on a string until you open up that doorway. It's so hard and it's so dark, and so I think that it's important to remember that, to ask for help when you need it, right? Let's pull. Yes. So slowly but surely wins the race. The idea here, we have a whole arc going. This reminds me of the roller skate again, that in order to get back to your playfulness, because here we have a child and there's something coming out of her closet sort of towards her. To get back to your playfulness, it's really just steady work. And it's okay if sometimes you aren't able to, keep consistent. You're not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to be you. And one of the issues is that when we're young, other people project their stuff onto us. And so we end up not being ourselves. So in order to wash away these lingering thoughts, this rumination, you need to become enchanted with life again. And in order to do that, you're going to have to wash away all of the societal programming that has told you that you're not good enough, or that you need to achieve certain things or be with certain people or make relationships work even when they're not working. That's a big program a lot of us get hooked into, right? Let's see what your affirmation card is today. Let go of what does not serve me with ease. You can't make that up, right? The message from the mirror was let go. Time to let go. What's weighing you down? What's making you feel like a puppet on a string? What is stopping you from fulfilling your full, authentic potential? And I think we must read potential as something like, oh, if I'm not living up to my potential, it means that I didn't get the good job, or I didn't get in the right relationship, blah, blah, blah. Your highest potential is what will naturally occur once you become in alignment with your authentic self. And it takes a lot of work. They say knowing is half the battle. It's actually, I thought it was BS for years, but it's actually so true, because you don't know what you don't know. And so when you get this dis-ease and you feel like something's creeping up from your subconscious, remember, it's an opportunity. Rumi says the wound is where the light enters. So the wound is a symptom of imbalance. So it's more of a symptom, rather than, it's not meant to hurt you. The wound is meant to act as a glaring arrow to whatever needs to be fixed. And I just think that there's something you've been holding on to that you've struggled to let go of. And you deserve to treat yourself better than that. You've worked so hard. You've gone through so much. You feel like that all the work you've done, you should be there already. And the truth is you're a lot farther along than you think you are. A lot of times it can be so challenging because we feel like we need to have it done, or that we have to live up to a certain standard. And yeah, society gives us those standards, but also we create a lot of those standards for ourselves based on those childhood programs and conditions. And most of the time, if you feel like you're acting out of a space and you don't understand why you're acting and doing and thinking the way you are, looking at that core childhood wound is the most important thing you could do. But definitely make sure that you get help for that if needed. Let's pull another card. Oh my gosh. Accept help. Look at that. It's time for you to accept help. It's time for you to reach out. I feel like you're worried about being embarrassed that you couldn't handle it on your own, or embarrassed that your mind is still consumed sometimes with very, I want to say childish thoughts, but I don't mean it as an immature. I mean it childish as in the wounded child who's reaching out for love in any way that it happens, or the wounded child who was ignored and neglected. Like, I feel like our society has normalized abandonment wounds for children. So I feel like it's hard to find a person who doesn't have a version of an abandonment wound. And if you look at different attachment styles in relationships as an adult, I think a lot of times you'll see that most of them are based around abandonment wounds. So I feel like with these cards coming out so specifically, that if you're watching this, you need to pay close attention and really reflect. And remember, if this is actually agitating you, right? A lot of times that is the biggest sign that it's exactly what you need to hear. I feel like you've got this strong soul. You're such a strong, resilient person. And you feel like you don't understand why you don't have more control of your life. Not that you're flying off the handle or not being responsible, but your internal world feels really out of control sometimes. Or you'll attach to people who aren't serving your best good because in them, you're looking for the healing that you didn't get. You go and find a person who mirrors your core wound so that you can play the story out again and have a better ending. Except the problem is most of the time it's not a better ending. And that's why the mirror and the card said, let go. The cards are saying, accept help. You've been working so hard to build a beautiful life. Don't let behavior associated with these wounds mess that up for you. I can feel the heaviness. Blessed friend, you are so magnificent. Let's pull the tarot cards and I will do your channeled message. You got the Three of Cups. Time to get help. Time to talk to friends or family that are trusted, that maybe you haven't talked to in a while. And if you don't have that, find a therapist or time to, I'm sorry, just the weight. If you're here and you're still watching and this is you, beloved, you are so much more wonderful than you see yourself as. That is just old conditioning. All right. You've got judgment. Stop judging yourself. I wanted to say about the Three of Cups as well, that I'm really into techno-mysticism, the idea that we can use technology as a conduit for a mystical experience sometimes. If you need to find a group of friends online, once again, that's better than just swallowing it down and letting it rot away inside you, or living in such confusion when you could go out there and maybe find someone who understands and it could shine a light on maybe what is actually simmering in your subconscious. Eight of Cups. You're ready to let go and to move away from some things. King of Pentacles. Yeah. It's time to crown yourself in this world and get out of your mind and ground yourself. 9 of Cups. You got to start taking care of yourself. I feel like your core wound taught you that everything is an emergency. And so what that means is that you never get time for you because you're just always putting out the fires, right? And it's time for you to find that inner security and inner strength. Time to let go of the things that aren't serving you. 2 of Wands. This with the 8 of Cups, we have so much energy of moving away, of letting go. I'm getting chills right now. The Sun. You're so much closer to what you feel, still like you're buried in all this, but really you're actually extremely close to the transition point, the turning point. Look at that, 10 of Cups. Look how much these 2 cards mimic each other. Look at that. Beloved, you are not meant for this mental turmoil forever. It's coming to an end very soon. So now let's take a moment and I will use the cards and the mirror message as inspiration to channel your message today. Beloved, you've felt so alone, even sometimes when you're surrounded by friends and family. And you turn inward a lot because you feel like the world is judging you. And whatever happened that caused you to feel so judged, you turned that onto yourself and you learned to start being a harsh critic of your own body, mind, and soul. You criticize your emotional states like there's something wrong with them. But, beloved, in your soul, in your subconscious is arising. It's not an impulse, it's an intuition to let go of these things that are holding you back, to explore deeper into your true authentic self and the motives that you have every single day. And whether those motives, the things that inspire you, are actually from your own authentic self or things you were told should be the right thing for you to do. You are ready to build something strong, build something for yourself, build something that heals your abandonment wound or your core wound so that no one else can scratch at it again. Not as a defense mechanism, but rather as a testament to your own strength and power. Dearest, your future is the Sun and the 10 of Cups. That is a future of overflow, of love, of brightness, of beauty. And that timeline, that future, it lives in you already. All you need to do is align your thoughts, your actions, your words. You need to align those, your emotions, align those with that future. Perfection is never required, darling. You know that you're moving forward one step at a time. Sometimes you get defensive. Sometimes you cling to things because you're scared. You don't want to be alone. And that is so human. That's how we all feel. But you're being called, beloved, to love yourself more than anyone else on this planet could ever love you. And once that clicks into place for you, you'll never attract people who scratch your abandonment wound anymore, because it will be healed. But sometimes, to get to that place, we have to dig at the wound for a little bit. And then so it feels a lot worse before it feels better. Traveler, you are moving through this life with more grace than you even know. And even though right now there's so much weight on you, the sun is peeking through the clouds. The work you've done is building the future that you want. You're just at that space right before it happens. And by aligning yourself, the universe is going to conspire in your favor. The universe is going to give you signs and synchronicities that you're on the right track. So if you're feeling kind of off, look for those signs so that you can realign your path. It's time to let go of anything that puts a knife into the vision of your tender heart. That's from Hafez. Now, beloved, I send you blessings of peace, of self-love, and of radical compassion. I hope this reading touched something deep in your heart today. And I hope that you'll come back and tell me all about the healing work that you're doing. We're building a community here, and it's small but beautiful. And I thank you so much for being part of it here at the beginning. I close the mirror. I close the reading. I'll see you next time.